Hello Bookish friends, welcome to another From Pages to Screen video. In today's video, which I am doing for Jane Austen July, I will compare the adaptations of Emma by Jane Austen. Emma by Jane Austen was published anonymously as by the author of Pride and Prejudice. Emma was dedicated to the Prince Regent, later King George VI, because Prince was a fan of her novels. Emma tells the story of Emma Woodhouse, a wealthy, intelligent, and somewhat spoiled young woman living in the English countryside. Confident in her matchmaking abilities, she tries to arrange romantic pairings among her friends and acquaintances. However, her efforts often go awry due to her lack of understanding of others' feelings and her own. Over time, Emma matures emotionally and begins to see the consequences of her actions. Emma was Jane Austen's fourth novel, and she was gaining literary recognition, though not widespread fame, because her name was not known, of course. Some admired the cleverness and humor, but others found Emma Woodhouse a flawed and meddlesome heroine, less likable than Austen's previous characters like Elizabeth Bennet. Although I really do like Emma, it was actually the second time that I read the book. I really like the character development of Emma in this book. I think she's the Jane Austen heroine that changes positively the most. Aside from this great character development, I also do really like the way that Jane Austen describes small society in Highbury. It is a very good mixture of very distinctive characters. Also, quite a good criticism of some of the hypocrisies of our time. Though I really do like the friendship and comradeship between Mr. Knightley and Emma, the romance is not among my favorites. In this reread, I did not change my rating and I gave Emma by Jane Austen a 9 out of 10. Emma was adapted into 2 Hollywood movies and 3 TV productions. Following Pride and Prejudice, it is actually the second most adapted book of Austen. The first adaptation was 1972 BBC TV series. It was directed by John Glenister and written by David Constandros. It was aired in January and February of 1972 in the United Kingdom. This series starred Doran Godwin, John Carson, Donald Eccles, Debbie Bowen, and Robert East. At the time, it was well received by Austen fans and literary viewers who appreciated its accuracy and seriousness. First Hollywood movie adaptation of Emma was in 1996. It was directed and written by Douglas McGrath and produced by Miramax Films and Heft Entertainment. It was released on July 2nd, 1996. The movie stars Gwyneth Paltrow, Jeremy Norton, Toni Collette, Ewan McGregor, Greta Sashi, and Alan Cumming. The movie received generally positive reviews and it was praised for its visual beauty, wit, and faithful spirit to Austen's tone. Rachel Portman became the Oscar winner for Best Original Musical or Comedy Score of this movie. Another adaptation of Emma was produced in 1996. It is an ITV TV movie produced by ITV and Meridian Broadcasting. It was directed by Diarmuid Lawrence and the screenplay was written by Andrew Davies. It was first aired on November 1996 in the United Kingdom. The movie stars Kate Beckinsale, Mark Strong, Samantha Morton, Roymond Coulthard, Dominic Rowan, and Olivia Williams. This movie was praised for its literary fidelity, strong performances, especially from Beckinsale and Morton, and social realism. In 2009, another miniseries was produced. It was directed by Jim Ohlan and the screenwriter was Sandy Welch. This series aired on October 2009 on BBC One. The series stars Romola Garai, Johnny Lee Miller, Michael Gambon, Louis Dylan, Black Ritson, and Rupert Evans. This adaptation was highly praised for its performances, emotional intelligence, and script. Romola Garai and Johnny Lee Miller received particular acclaim. It is often cited by Austen fans as the best long-form adaptation of Emma for its faithfulness, charm, and character depth. The newest adaptation was in 2020. It was produced by Working Title Films, Blueprint Pictures, and Perfect World Pictures. The movie was released on February 14, 2020, both in UK and US. It was directed by Autumn de Wilde, and the screenplay was written by Annalyn Catton, who is also a Booker Prize winning author. This movie stars Anya Taylor-Joy, Johnny Flynn, Maya Goth, Callum Turner, Josh O'Connor, Amber Anderson, Tanya Reynolds, and Bill Nighy. This adaptation combines ironic humor with tender emotional beats. It is both reverent of Austen and willing to push stylistic boundaries. This movie received Academy Award nominations for Best Costume Design and Best Makeup and Hairstyling. The reviews from critics were generally very positive. The film was praised for its bold direction, performances, and wit. Audience found its adaptation unusual at first, but many Austen fans also appreciated the fresh perspective and the clever tone. In From Pages to Screen video series, I compare the adaptations according to 4 criteria: faithfulness to the book, casting choices, acting quality, and my IMDB rating. For faithfulness to the book, I think 1972 version was quite faithful to the book. It even contained many lines from the source itself, so it's definitely a plus. 1996 Gwyneth Paltrow version got a check. It is faithful to the book in the more important events. However, many of the social commentary was cut out to make it more like a romantic comedy. 1996 Kate Beckinsale version got a plus. I think this movie is an example of how you can make a TV movie out of a quite long book by completely giving it its original soul as well. This adaptation focused both on the romance as well as the social aspects of the book. 2009 version was definitely a plus as well. I really like how this adaptation handled the book. Like the 1996 ITV movie, this adaptation also featured romance, social aspects, as well as very significant character traits and character development. 2020 version got a check. I was torn between a check and a minus. However, I have to admit, although they changed many of the things in a way that I don't like, the core of the story was kept in this adaptation. For casting choices, I will give 1972 version a check. The actors portraying the characters were much older than their characters in the book. Both of the 1996 versions, I think, did a good job of casting the characters. The actors in both of the adaptations looked and appeared the same as the characters in the book. 2009 version also got a plus, although I gave the previous two a plus as well. This one had the best casting in terms of being in line with the book. For casting of 2020 version, when I did my ranking video of Jane Austen adaptations, I thought the actor playing Mr. Knightley was much younger. I found out that though he's not old, there was a significant age difference between the actors playing Emma and Knightley. But maybe because of this decision, I would have to give it a check, because Knightley appears much younger and much more desirable than the mature wise Knightley in the book. For acting, I will give 1972 version a check. Although I quite like the acting of the main characters, the actors who played Mr. Woodhouse and Miss Bates were annoyingly overacting. So that's why it's a check. Acting in both of 1996 versions got a plus. Although there was not an acting star in any of them, I thought they all did their jobs very well, including all of the side characters as well. In 2009 version, all of the actors also did their job quite well. But I really do like Romola Garay's acting. I had never felt more sympathetic towards Emma than when watching this 2009 adaptation. Garay portrayed Emma's complexities really well. So acting is definitely a plus. For the acting of 2020 version, although I do not like the ironic tone in that adaptation, I never thought that this was the fault of the actors and the way they acted. I think they were fine, but like 1972 version, I really do not like overacting, excluding Bill Nighy and Miranda Hart. Because they were really good at even when they were overacting. The overacting of the actors annoyed me in some parts, so it's a check. As for my IMDB rating, I will give 1972 version a 6. Like I said before, this version has very charming moments. However, it is a very dated adaptation. The Hollywood 1996 adaptation, I will give a 7 out of 10. I like watching that movie. Like I said before, it fails to capture the beauty of the social commentary in Emma. I will give the second 1996 adaptation an 8 out of 10. I really like this adaptation as a movie, and it captures the soul of the book as best as it can in its very limited time. The time limits, of course, did not affect the 2009 version. And I also gave it an 8 out of 10, but I prefer this adaptation to 1996 ITV adaptation. I agree with many of the Austen fans, and I think this adaptation is the best adaptation of Emma. As for 2020 adaptation, I will give a quite unpopular opinion. I really do not like this adaptation, although it has its moments, like Bill Nighy's really good acting. I do not think it's a good adaptation of Emma. I do not like the tone. I do not think that the book suits the concept of absurd comedy. So that's why it is the Jane Austen adaptation that I've rated lowest so far. And it got a 4 out of 10 from me. So those were my thoughts on the adaptations of Emma by Jane Austen. Please comment down below which adaptations did you watch and what did you think of them. If you're a new viewer, first of all, welcome and please like and subscribe. Hope to see you very soon. Bye. As for Turkish word of the day, I'm going to choose matchmaker. Matchmaker means çöp çatan in Turkish, and çöp çatan is our Turkish word of the day. Have a good day.